In a small, forgotten village, where the earth was dry and hope was often thinner than bread, a young boy lived with his grandmother. They were poor in ways the world could measure. No riches, no comfort, no certainty of tomorrow. Their home was simple, and their bakery was smaller still, held together by faith, worn hands, and an old oven that glowed like a quiet prayer before dawn. Every morning, while the village slept, the grandmother kneaded dough with hands shaped by sacrifice. The boy stood beside her, listening, not just to her words, but to her life lessons. She taught him that bread fed the body, but kindness fed the soul. When you give, she would say softly, God multiplies what remains. The boy believed her. He carried baskets of bread through the village, not counting what he lost, but watching what he healed. He noticed the hunger no one spoke of, the widow who hadn't eaten, the traveler with tired eyes, the child who lingered too long near the bakery door. He gave without asking, shared without expecting, loved without conditions. When people apologized for not being able to pay, he smiled and said, "Your heart is enough." Though he had little, his spirit was rich. Though his hands were often empty, his heart never was. Years passed, and time gently took his grandmother home. Grief weighed heavily, but her voice lived on in him. He kept the bakery alive, not as a business, but as a calling. Every loaf became a blessing. Every act of kindness became a quiet prayer offered to heaven. The boy grew old. His steps slowed. His hands trembled. But his heart remained steady. And something beautiful happened. What he had given in silence returned in abundance. The village he once fed now fed him. The kindness he had planted bloomed in unexpected ways. Love came back through open doors, warm meals, and grateful tears. In his final years, he understood the truth his grandmother had lived by. We are not remembered for what we gather, but for what we give. Wealth fades. Kindness echoes. And when he finally rested, the village mourned not the loss of a poor baker, but the passing of a soul who lived like light, quiet, faithful, and full of grace. Because a life lived in kindness is a life lived in God, and love is the only thing we carry beyond this world. The bakery doors closed, but his life did not end there. It continued in every quiet choice to be kind when no one was watching. In every act of generosity done without applause. In every moment someone chose love over fear. And the question lingered in the air, heavier than silence and softer than prayer. When our own lives grow quiet, what will remain of us? What we gathered for ourselves, or what we gave away?